Not gonna pass that line this time around. Guys, the draft has begun. First pick, first ban, gonna be on Rhaegar from YL. MVP back, gonna go ahead and deny the Illidan. And this is what I was actually just talking about in the last draft, how we're probably gonna start seeing first picks on Uther like that. And here we are, we see YL doing it. Picking up the best two support. Like, there's just such a drop off between Uther and Rhaegar and Kharazim, I feel. And that's weird to say because Kharazim's not necessarily bad. It's just Uther and Rhaegar are so much easier to get value on. If you play Kharazim perfectly, he is just as good as those guys. But that is so impossibly hard to do. Um, so um, I think the meta is going to be around those two a lot, a lot, like to the point where we'll see drafts like this more often, where Rhaegar gets banned out or Uther gets banned out, and the other team takes one and just denies it straight up. And I think that's fine now because there's just so many good damage dealers. So YL is going to go up against Falstead Thrall here. Global presence here on Sky Temple, as well as Thrall's just laning, is really, really good. Sylvanas, not the best pick on this map. Would have preferred to see something like a Greymane or a Kael'thas. Korea and China haven't got caught on the Kael'thas hot chain yet, and I'm curious as to why. Maybe they just don't think it is good. Maybe they're just good at isolating targets. The problem with Kael'thas is he's very killable, but if you can keep alive, it's a good spot to be in. So Kharazim gets banned out, so we're going to see Tassadar picked up here from MVP Black, which means more than likely we'll be seeing Tyrande as the last player, or last hero. Tyrande, Falstad, Thrall, Muradin's pretty good composition. There's a chance now that Zeratil's been picked that we see Brightwing. Though I think having both Oracle, which is Tassadar straight, and Peekaboo is a bit overkill for the Zeratul. If they're actually afraid of it, then they can go with the Brightwing here. It'll be Brightwing or Tyrande. I don't see them going solo support Tassadar. It is the Tyrande, which is what I thought it would be more than the Brightwing. You don't need to go Peekaboo here versus the Zeratul because you have the Tassadar. And we've seen Tyrande. The new Tyrande is just insane. It's just an infinite amount of damage. There is a good amount of burst. If they can land the Wailing Arrow and pick off Thrall or Tyrande with a Sylvanas Leeming Zeratul. But this is MVP Black, guys. And they're just infinitely better than everyone right now. They're a terrifying team. Here we go, guys. About to get into game number 1. MVP Black going up against YL. MVP Black, the best team in the world right now. And they prove it time and time again. They're just really, really good. Especially with the introduction of Rich. That's just kind of pushed them to the next point. All right, here we go, guys. Loading into game number 1. I know people were excited to see MVP Black. They had their bye the second day of play, so we've only seen them play once, I believe. Here we go, MVP Black here on the left-hand side of the map, all riding the Cloud9 mount. Wonder why they're not running their own mount. Is the MVP Black mount not live in Korea? Or China? Might not be live in the Chinese stores. I would be expecting them to be rocking their own mount, though. Take a look at the talents. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. Not going to be seeing the paralysis talent at level 1 from Sylvanas. We're going to be seeing the Q talent, which is what we see in NA and EU more often. China is the only team. 2-0s across the board for MVP Black winning. I don't think anyone's surprised to see that from the casters. Take a look at the lane setup here. Dog going to be the first one to rotate up top, it looks like. Versus the Zeratul. What level 1 did Zeratul go? He went Regen Master. Leeming Softly Sick in the bottom. So there's a lot of burst here. If you count Wailing Arrow, the Silence, Leeming and Zeratul can chunk down a target. If they can get onto Tyrande, they should be able to take out Tyrande, but that's going to be hard to do. With Tassadar, the Silence... Ooh, Thrall gets picked off. I don't know what you're doing there, Thrall. Really too greedy. Good gank coming out from YL. You're going to get the first blood here. Busted flies top. Sake playing as safe as they can. So is everyone on YL. YL's playing pretty safe right now. The Roam squad is being aggressive, but if you look at the lanes, the laners are playing safe. Look how far back Sylvanas is. Rotation comes down. They do run into the Tassadar here. Takes a lot of damage. Wow, it has to phase shift immediately. Kyocha getting chunked hard. That's something a lot of players are afraid to do. If you can get the CC lock on the Tassadar, just slightly overlap from the power slide to the Uther stun. If you can hit a Tassadar with a burst combo like that, you can just take him out of the fight to where he has to back. Of course, if you mess it up, that's when you get punished, and he just phase shifts. Level 4 here for YL. It's surprising to see MVP Black willing to contest this. I guess the YL has to back up since ETC is so low. He has to go tap. But MVP Black forcing themselves onto the point despite being 3 versus 4. Now they're even on experience here. YL going to come try and contest. This is a 4 versus 4 here. 5 actually as Zeratul's coming in for the flank. A lot of bursts going down, and Murder's going to be the first to fall. Sokka getting low, gets up the hit power throw. Zoia able to secure the kill with the Haunting Wave, teleport forward. Same time, Thrall just controls all the top, so all the top shots, almost all the top shots, go over to MVP Black. YL going to be able to finish out the shots here in the middle. I think YL came out on top on shots, just barely though. MVP Black did control a good portion of those. So we're going to be seeing Master Warp Blade. I don't know why I'm just going with talent name. Level 4 for Zeratul. So going for more sustained burst style. Not going to be seeing Vorpal Blade on Zeratul. Which is interesting because usually you do see Vorpal Blade most of the time versus Falstad. It allows you to be able to 1v1 Falstad. I think Vorpal Blade is very important for that. So it's interesting to see Vorpal Blade not picked up in a game versus a Falstad. Nice camp invade here from MVP Black. YL going to be the first team to get level 7 here. Both bottom siege camps going over to MVP. Looks like the top right bruiser camps can be started here by YL. Zeratul's headed over there, as well as Sylvanas and Uther. No bruiser camp start for MVP Black yet. Level 7 here for both teams. We'll be seeing Unstable Poison here on Sylvanas. We're going to be seeing Searing attacks on Zeratul. Wow. That is an interesting talent pickup. Not one we see too often. Oh, the sun is there on... Wow, Savannah's got deleted. That's powerful. That's the power of Murd and Tyrande. You land one stun, Tyrande stun's going to always be able to follow up easily from a good player. And Hunter's Mark is just more than enough to be able to secure a kill like that. Savannah's trying to get away with a lazy back and got punished. So we saw this in Gold League Season 1, I believe, the second part, where Cloud9 was there, and they got last place. I don't remember when Cloud9 got knocked out, but it was the second time. We saw YL run this build before, and it was Shadow Assault. And this was before Shadow Assault got changed. They give Divine Shield to the Zeratul, and they used this build before, and it didn't work. They got bodied. They got disgustingly embarrassed. But we've seen YL run this before. So I'm assuming it's the same exact strat. And I'm more curious if it'll work versus MVP Black, because I think the Chinese teams are probably used to this, but not MVP Black, just because they don't play China too often. Level 9 versus level 9. MVP Black with a slight advantage. Gonna get ETC here. Probably gonna get Uther as well. No escape. Nice body blocks coming out from Sign. They get the Stormbolt onto Zeratul there. They almost turn us around on the side, and the Haunting Wave comes out. Zeratul actually blinks in for that and gets punished hard because of it. Sundering comes out because they hit 10, and that's going to be a 5 for nothing. Just MVP Black things. It was a mistake for Zeratul to go back in. It's very deceptive how you can think, just because of how little healing tasks Tyrande do, that you can secure a kill like that. But when both of them are focusing on someone at the same time, it's a lot more sustained than you'd think. Versus bursts like that, there was no chance that Zeratul was going to be able to kill Murden with Task Tyrande support in just one combo. He shouldn't have blinked in at all. He doesn't have Wormhole right now. If he had Wormhole at 13, of course he could like blink in and get repoke, but he blinked in for a kill that he thought he could secure. So here's level 10 for YL. Should be Shadow Assault. He's holding it. Divine Shield, Disintegrate, Wailing Arrow, and Mosh Pit. I'd be really surprised if they're not going Shadow Assault. There's no reason to go zeroing attacks if you're not going Shadow Assault. Well, Tyrande Owl does scout out the ETC. Sign's going to walk right into him. Do they have enough damage to kill him? The Tyrande stun does not connect, but they get the Hunter's Mark down. He does get the Power Slide out of there. Rich not able to help secure that kill. Yeah, Zeratul's holding it. He's going Shadow Assault. I guess YL's just trying to think, trying to cheese MVP Black one game. The only kill target they have is Falstad and Tassadar. I don't really think they can get on Thrall too well with it. But MVP Black's just got to be able to, like, the moment Zeratul comes in, you just got to, like, try and survive through it. And there it is. It is Shadow Assault. He did pick it. Okay. This is one of those games, guys. So bottom trying being controlled here by Rich. He's going to get most of those shots. Top being controlled by YL with ETC. They're getting good value with the Sylvanas push. This is going to even up the fort counts temporarily. No, wait, no. MVP Black just got mid. So MVP Black up 1 fort to 2. The top fort taking some damage. I don't know if that's going to fall. I'm getting good value here in the mid as well. These three are going to be able to get front wall. Really interesting to see Burning Rage picked up at level 13 from Murden over Thunderstrike, especially when they're going the Thunderclap build already. Sun comes out. There's a... All right. Well, that's a dead Zeratul. But yeah, no Thunderstrike is interesting, just because, especially versus the Zeratul, it allows you to 1v1 him so well. So I'm really curious as to why Sign did not go Thunderstrike over Burning Rage. Well, Murden gets stunned. Respect the Murden Tyrande, guys. You cannot be overextended without your teammate versus Murden Tyrande. All Sokka has to do is land one Storm Bolt, and that target's going to die every time. There's just way too... Like, with Hunter's Mark, you got to respect the Miranda, guys. YL almost level 13, which means they can try and get a fight before 16. They need to force a fight the moment Uther's up, or MVP Black just has way too big an advantage. They're going to hook on his front wall. So close to 16. This front wall is getting them much closer. Dude, Sign is just a Zeratul machine, dude. This guy is not letting Zeratul even come close to flanking his Tyrande. He's just saying, no, sir. Kyocha taking some damage here is going to shield himself. Going to try and invade these bruisers, or these giants. I mean, this is kind of greedy play, as this is like the tier that YL wants to fight on. Power Slide comes out on the Murden. Sign gets shielded by Taskfire. Doesn't take too much damage. We're going to go ahead and leap in. He's actually might be getting a mistake here, but there's a big gust from Sake. Toronto Shadowstalk goes down. Sundering comes in, hitting 3 members. Shadowstalk used as well as Divine Shield onto Zeratul, but ETC and Uther both fall. Zeratul's going to go down as well. Sylvan's being chased as well as Li Ming. Li Ming gets the blink away, which she should not be able to survive here. Sasser does collapse upon her. So a 4-for-0 exchange. And I'm curious as to what MVP Black's response is. They're just going to get a boss. Now it's 16 versus 13. And I think MVP Black can end with this, to be honest. How much damage did they do bottom lane already? I don't know if they got the front wall. But they can't end now since they're very multiple members have to back. Tassar needs the back too. So we're not going to be able to end with this. But that's going to do serious damage to the bottom keep, as there's a shrine attacking it as well. It looks like Murden and Thrall are wanting to push with it though. But yeah, that last fight, the Gust was great into that corner. It clumped everyone up, but that Sundering was the money. That was so good from Rich. Oh wow, no, they could actually still end here. That Sundering from Rich, where it only hit 3 people, isolating those 3 was so good. Shadow Assault Zeratul's getting no value this game. Yeah, this could very easily be game. Rich gets hit by the Power Slide, gets poked by the Li Ming. The Cindergate comes out. Rich is still pretty healthy though. It's the same from Thrall, plus the great heals coming out from Tyrande Tass. Boss is half HP. It doesn't look like MVP Black might actually be going for this. I think they can. With Hunter's Mark, they can burn this down so fast with this boss. The collapse is coming. ETC is getting poked down instantly. Doesn't even get a Power Slide Mosh Pit off. Wailing Arrow comes out, only hits Falstead and Tyrande. Sylvanas gets the Haunting Wave. Divine Shield used on her at the last second, which means Zeratul's an easy target, and he gets picked out. Falstead's going to go ahead and kill Li Ming. Last one standing is Sylvanas, and he's going to go down. All right. 12.5 minute game. Congrats to MVP Black to take game number 1. Like, I don't even need to do analysis. Someone just needs to make a clip of them just bodying Zeratul. And like that just like, you don't even need analysis. Just show that video of Zeratul just dying, and then, you know, if anyone's like, hey, why did MVP Black 2-0 YL? Well, that clip explains it all. MVP Black's just on an insanely different level. Just like a crazy, crazy different level. I love I love looking at the because this happened in Gold League Season 1 too. Anytime Cloud9 won a set, and it's happening now, every time MVP Black wins a set, the Chinese casters just look so angry. And it cracks me up. Yeah, even people in chat are calling the Chinese casters tilted. They look so mad. Anytime Cloud9 won while they were there, and anytime MVP Black wins, they just look so mad, and it cracks me up. I don't know what they expect, man. MVP Black is just too good. Like, even in the predictions, every caster said 2-0 MVP Black, and yet they still look tilted just because of how one-sided that looked. Like, MVP Black, man. And I agree. Sake deserved MVP of that game. Sake did work. He's just, his positioning with his flies, he was primarily in the Rome squad, so he was always landing the power throw or the hammerings really well. I mean, he secured so much burst damage for his team, and then the gusts were on point too. So I mean, I agree. I mean, people Sake needed or deserved the MVP of that game. Him or the Murden. The Murden set up so many kills. I don't think Warriors get enough credit right now. I think it's something I've been trying to do in my casting is highlighting both Warrior and support play a lot more. It's so easy to just like look at a damage dealer and be like, "Yep, you're the reason your team won." But that Murden set up so much stuff. Sake played so well. Great stuns, great body blocks. I've been trying to do that better in my casting, specifically in NA. Is just try and highlight Warrior and support play more because I feel like they are undervalued. I like that guy on the right. He used to wear funny outfits season 1 and 2, like these crazy sweaters. Like he wore, they're like Christmas, like the cringy Christmas sweaters that look bad. He wore those like on a daily basis, and he made them look good. He's like a fashion trendsetter in China, I believe. And it upsets me that that trend hasn't caught on here yet, because he looked damn good. Yeah, Bri Twitch. It's tough. It goes to the design of the game. Um, so I don't like fault like anyone for like it's hard to highlight good warrior play, and it's hard to highlight good support play. Like outside of like just landing good skill shots, good cleanses, or good ults, you very rarely see. It's hard to figure out what like it's hard to like see the good plays coming out from those roles, but it's something that is something that I'm working on. Is just highlighting warriors and supports more. So what I don't get is the caster on the left and the middle. They have like the Neo TV. I wonder if that's like a pin or a sticker put on them. But why doesn't the guy on the right have one? He's like, you know what? I'm too swagger for this. I will not taint my clothing by a sticker. You will not hold back my swag. That's what he's saying right now. It's like, you know what? I'm just too swagger for this. You can't hold me down, production. You can't hold me down, makeup team. I will swag it out. Why does he just randomly stop talking? Have you ever tried solo casting for 7 hours straight? You can't just constantly talk. You gotta take pauses. So you can deal or you can mute. But I am not going to talk constantly solo. I'm not Caldor. I don't have the strongest throat in the world. That came off really bad. And that's not what I meant. I just meant he could talk really well for a long time. I swear I didn't. It was just bad phrasing. It was just bad phrasing. I apologize, chat. It was bad phrasing. Caldor is just he talks for infinite hours and is hyped the entire time. If I were to do what he does for like two best of three solo, my voice is just shot. Where Caldor can do that for like a 7 hour cast. He's by far the best solo caster, and not just in Heroes, but like probably in all of esports. Like I honestly believe that the guy is freaking crazy. No fanfics, please. No fanfics. Well, here comes the draft, guys. Curse follows the map. MVP Black with the first pick, first ban. They're gonna go ahead and deny the Illidan. I think Illidan's been banned 100% of the time today so far. Yeah, I was laughing hard too. Leo thinks it was a really funny post. Yeah, and if you go Dark Lyax, if you I made an article. If you go over to templestorm.com, you can see the article I made, and then I would read extra bits and be like, this guy's got to be trolling. Like it was so well written that I just couldn't tell if he was trolling or not. It was a really good post. It was for a trash post. It was so good. Well, here comes the draft, guys. Curse follows the map. MVP Black with the first pick, first ban. They're gonna go ahead and deny the Illidan. I think Illidan's been banned 100% of the time today so far. Yeah, I was laughing hard too. Leo thinks it was a really funny post. Yeah, and if you go Dark Lyax, if you I made an article. If you go over to templestorm.com, you can see the article I made where I actually talk about that. When we were talking about making the meta snapshot, one of the options was making a low MMR like not skillful tier list. And I even saying it like for like low MMR players, a hero like Joanna is like really good because she's got good sustain, she's really tanky, and she's forgivable. Like she's forgiving. Like if you make a mistake, you can survive. And in a low MMR tier list, like a quick match tier list, Joanna's probably like A tier or S tier. So you're right. You know, whenever you're at a lower skill level, you need easier mechanics. You're right. A hero like Joanna for a tier list at that level is definitely different than the one we did. Dude, YL is just like we can't beat MVP Black, so we're gonna try and cheese them. This is gonna be Nidus Worm. It's gonna be Nidus Worm Abathur at Ultimate Evolution. I'm just gonna go ahead and say I think YL just doesn't think they can beat MVP Black, and they're just trying to cheese them out. With the Zeratul, Shadow Assault, and this, they're just going full cheese. Savant's ban was smart from YL because the way YL loses is if just MVP Black just pushes down a lane and wins. There's no stopping it with this comp already. They do that. So the Savant ban was actually good. YL to me is like a worse version of Blaze. At least Blaze is good with their cheese, right? Like Blaze can cheese. Like I used to like really dislike them because they would cheese and then they would look like YL. They would look really bad. But Blaze cheeses now and it's like refined and good, and they can also play standard comps where YL just cheeses and it looks bad. What is this composition? That's four StarCraft characters. Right, that's four StarCraft. Abathur, Zagara, Tessar, Zeratul. Yeah, that's four StarCraft. Lost Vikings. I think that's smart. TLV is good here. That was a good pickup. I like this draft from MVP Black. This is just a really good draft. So what's Wild's last pick going to be? Are they going to go solo support Tassadar? Probably. They probably are going to go. Oh, they're going to go Tyrael with this. What? I was gonna say Dahaka, because Dahaka's like the only thing I can keep up with this cheese. What is Tyrael gonna do in this draft? What? Tyrael? Why hell? You could at least try and cheese right. So to all the people who have been like tweeting at me and saying that the 7th, 8th place Chinese teams deserve to make more money than the first place EU and NA teams, do you guys still feel that way right now? Because no. No, 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 no. So two things I want to point out before we get into this game is two things that I see that are not picked up in Korea and China yet, that are the Rave in NA and EU, which is Dahaka and Kel'Thas. We're seeing Kel'Thas be almost first pick in NA. Not quite first pick yet in EU. I can't wait till this weekend to see the EU regionals to see where they pick Kel'Thas, but we're seeing Kel'Thas a decent amount in EU. And then NA, we're seeing Dahaka most games, and we're seeing Dahaka most games in EU. Those two heroes are seeing a lot of love in NA and EU. We haven't seen either of them today. And over the last week and a half of casting Gold League, we've barely seen either. So this is a little cool thing to note, in those differences in the scenes. There you go, guys. On the left-hand side of the map in the blue trunks, it's going to be MVP Black. And I really like the Vikings pickup. I'm curious as to how well Kyocha can play it and how they're doing it. It looks like it's going to be a 1-1-1 split with the Vikings. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. And the 4-man push here from YL on the bottom, it's going to be countered by the 4-man push on the bottom by MVP Black. So at this point, it's kind of a guess from both teams as to where their team's going to go. I think they would both like to avoid facing each other. But probably MVP Black's actually wanting to contest them, whereas YL's probably wanting to avoid them. Well, here's the contention here. Aldrin's Light comes out from Tyrael. Rich getting some free poke with a Chain Lightning. Zeratil's going to be roaming top. Zeratil's probably going to be looking to pressure the Vikings to kill off Kyocha's individual Vikings. And again, I'm curious to see where Kyocha's Vikings play stands right now compared to the rest of the world. Because, you have teams in NA and EU who consistently run Vikings. Not consistently, but I don't know if I have ever seen MVP Black. I mean, someone in chat can tell me if it's happened, but at least recently, I can't think of a single time MVP Black has ran Vikings. So I'm curious as to how practice Kyocha is on that hero. Vikings, for most years, it doesn't matter how long you go without playing Vala, right? You can pick Vala up at any time. Yes, you'll have to, to become, the best Vala play ever, you have to consistently play her. But to be very good at Vala, as long as you're playing Assassins, you should be able to swap over to her. But already 2 Vikings have died. 1 in mid and 1 in top, so far, not the best Vikings play coming out from Kyocha. Zeratil diving in here with the Abathur hat. Gets Sake very low. Zeratil's going to fall. Tyrael going for the chase. Nice use of Worgen form to get to the minion wave to kite out of there. So look like it's going to be a fort for a fort. Despite both Vikings dying in top and mid, experience is going to be close to even after this fort goes down. So YL not able to capitalize too much on their lead because of the death in bottom. Or those kills because of the death in bottom. My voice just did a really weird thing there. It was like coming out of my nose. That was crazy. It felt weird. So this is a Greymane build that we've seen pop up a few times in Korea. Not this level 4 talent in China. We don't see that too much. But we've seen this in the past, and with the nerf to the Q build, you won't see Q build anymore from Greymane. You will not see cocktail builds anymore. It is very bad now. A lot of the cocktail build, all the cocktail build relied on that level 7 talent. Like, it relied on everything, but the loss of Water Bomb hurts it a lot. So experience pretty even here. Another big push coming out here from MVP Black in the mid lane. They get the front wall down. They're going to get the well, and they're going to go for Fort. I mean, MVP Black is playing this how they should be. We have Tyrael bottom lane pushing with Mercs. We have Tastar Zeratul in the top lane pushing versus a Viking, which Kyoshi's doing the best he can to soak versus that. But if MVP Black wanted to, they could just like push into keep wall here. And if they're going to be uncontested with only an Abathur, especially with double bruisers here, this is going to be like a 5-minute keep, guys. If YL doesn't come contest this will be a 5-minute keep. They do send Zeratul back. But they're about to have a second bruiser camp here. And Zagara, Tyrael's still bot lane. Looks like no, Tyrael's mid now. With the second bruiser camp, they should be able to get the front wall here. Mule was picked up here by Abathur at level 7. So MVP Black's got to play around that, making sure when they take a building down, they have to commit to it. So the front wall for the keep goes down. That's 2 forts down for both teams. MVP Black with about a quarter level lead right now. And this tribute should be going over to them. Yeah, no one's even close to contesting this. So the tribute score is going to be 1-1. For going against a cheese, MVP Black's playing this extraordinarily well. You're gonna... So the wrong way to play around this is to like just constantly try and shut down the split push. If they were doing that, yes, they'd be able to pick off Zeratul in top lane. They'd be able to pick off Zagara in bottom lane. But they'd be losing on the other lanes. I think the way they're handling this, by just trying to outpush them, is the better option by a large amount. I think MVP Black's playing this right. MVP Black about to get the boss here in the bottom left. Boss in the top right, taken by YL. Both of these are going on to keeps. Kyocha just about to lose Olaf. He gets hit by the slow. Yeah, he's going to go down. So Olaf takes a hit there. We're seeing Mary Day and Socket back just to get mana. Almost level 10 here for MVP Black. I'm just curious if we'll see play again, or will we see Longboat raid? Start the screen share froze, please fix. Please help, sir. Currently can't see the stream, guys. Sorry. We have a weird production setup here. So Kyocha actually gets that cap, puts him at 2-1. This boss won't be able to get keep. I don't think so. They'd have to like, oh, maybe actually. There's like not much defense for this boss when it comes, like they have good wave clear, but they don't have good like boss poke outside of the Zagara. And it keeps falling so fast. It's just the fastest Gold League keep we've seen yet, a 6-minute keep. Wow. They're going to lose their lives for it, potentially, though. VP goes down. They just hit 10. Kyocho's just about to lose one of the Vikings. They did go... Was that play again or Longboat Raid? I think that's play again. Sanctification comes down. It's a 2-for-0 so far as one of the Vikings did die. They're going for the chase. At the same time, there's the Nidus Network cheese coming out from Zagara. Sign is there to try and deal with it, but they're going to lose the keep. So keep for keep, guys. This is the definition of a clown fiesta. So, 1 fort stands for both teams. 1 keep down for both teams. MVP Black with a slight experience lead, about a level up. All right, so if this could be devastating for YL. If this is a free curse for MVP Black, they can do some work with this. They can definitely get middle keep for sure with this curse. They're going for the cap. Zagara's trying to get here in time. Nah, she's not gonna get it. So curse for MVP Black. Kyocha getting hit by mines, so it's been stalled out a few times. So that's going to be a lot of pressure on the map, and MVP Black should be able to get this middle keep. Well, there's the stage dive coming in to try and shut this down. They're going to get themselves a second keep here with that Zagara play, but are they going to die for it? Nice power slide. Can he kill off the Nidus network? No, Zagara's not even trying to get in it. I think Zagara needs to evacuate. Did Zagara go down? Yeah, it was a mistake leaving Zagara. Oh my god, what? Oh, they didn't get the keep! Oh, that's so bad. Oh. Oh, YL. So now YL's down 3 keeps at 8 minutes into the game. I can't. I'm sorry, guys. This is like. This is. I can't even. 3 keeps in 8 minutes. Oh man, 2-level lead here for MVP Black as they hit 15 versus 13. All structures are down except for like the top wall, but both forts are down. So catapults are gonna be pushing that lane. MVP Black's just doing mercs right now. They're probably gonna take a boss soon, and that should be checkmate. I mean, okay, so the cool thing, like the thing about this, it's not cool. It's not a cool thing. So let me rephrase. The thing about this Zagara Nidus Storm strat is, yeah, it guarantees keeps. But the problem with it is you can't end with it. If this had the ability to end, if Zagara and Abathur could go core, then this draft, like this would be a viable option, right? But they can't. They can't end with that. And how are they going to win a team fight without Maw? So the only way they could win is if they wiped MVP Black, right? And just pushed for core. But it's so hard to do that without devouring Maw. So, like, yeah, they can get keeps, but that just gets, you know, minimized by the fact that their opponent has their keeps. So, like, no pushing power from that. And they can't end with it. And they can't win team fights because they have Nidus Swarm. MVP Black has 16 now. They're just shoving in these lanes, trying to get catapults as close to the core, get these siege giants moved in. You got Merc Lord here as well, so the giants are doing extra damage. ETC's just sitting here. He's like, you know what? I'm either going to stage dive in for the kill, or they're going to do this Nidus Swarm nonsense, and I'm going to be waiting for it. ETC is legitimately just AFK in base right now. Yep. Oh, he hasn't moved. Void Prison goes down. They're going on the Rich, and they kill Rich. This is what they need. Stage dive is a little bit late here. Face Shield used on Tassadar. Tyrell's very low on mana. Goosh has to be careful. Aldoran's might out. There's Siege Giants pushing top lane. Tassador's about to go down. Abathur clone falls. There's 2 catapults on core right now. Play again has been used. They're going for it. It's at 80%. They should be able to get this. Force Wall comes out. Not really getting much value here. Jump used from the Vikings to try and keep them alive a bit longer. Sign has to back out. Kyocha is about to lose Olaf and Baylog. Only Eric's left. They don't have Thrall. Sake, Sign, and Meriday are trying to get out of here. They do. So they get the core at 50%. There's the Zagara. They get the keep, and he's going to get out. Oh, the knockback. Can you get inside? Nice worm. Oh, he gets out. He survived. You did it this time. He got the keep, and he didn't lose his life. You did it, YL. You did it. But boss is... Okay, so this is it. This is the best chance YL has to win the game, is getting a boss and pushing core. But the problem is they have Sea Giants pushing top. They got catapults pushing mid and bottom. And their core's already at 73%. The Mule is getting value here. But their boss took just a little bit too much time. Yeah, this is a game, unfortunately. EDC stage diving in. They just ran away from him. That's going to be a game, unfortunately. Oh, holy ground to get the boss! They get the boss, but it doesn't matter. Boss is already almost to their base. The mule didn't heal enough. I don't think they can defend this without Maw. They need the sickest Void Prison right now. There it is. They get the Void Prison down. Googe is getting low. Zagara's going for the core. It doesn't matter though. Yeah. They tried. But MVP Black wins. 20% of the core. GG. 2-0 for MVP Black. Everybody played around that comp. They're all laughing. Look how upset YL looks too. So MVP Black played around that close to perfectly, right? It is a very abusive strategy, and it can catch teams off guard if they don't know how to deal against it. I think MVP Black played around that close to perfect. So while it was like kind of looking close, like yeah, YL got 2 keeps. They had that boss at the end, the holy ground. They were going for the core. It may have looked like they had the potential to win, which they did. But MVP Black knew the calcs. They were willing to take losses. Like, that's the thing. And in a situation like that, you have to take tactical losses and just get ahead in other ways. And they were ahead the entire time. I mean, if you look at it from a pure numbers point, MVP Black only had 1 keep left. And stuff. When you look at it just like that, it may look close, but it wasn't. MVP Black played that so well. Of course, the AFK ETC gets the MVP of the game. Most valuable player goes to the ETC who sat in base for an hour. Oh, wow. All right, guys, so that's our second set of the day. It's going to be a 2-0. MVP Black still undefeated. There's one more undefeated team in their group, which is going to be E-Star. And who are they going up against? E-Star's up against Bayway Star. They forfeited their first 2 matches. I thought they were going to be forfeiting the entire season, but apparently they got their roster under control, so they're back somehow. But there's no way a team like Bayway Star, like they're a team I haven't even heard of, and they just went through roster changes to be able to play in this, and they're going up against E-Star, so we gotta say E-Star is probably going to be a 2-0.